Much needed rain, but I'm in the polytunnel in the dry, which is cool. Can you hear that? It's absolutely throwing it down. I don't even know if you can hear this video, to be honest. But the ground needs it. It's been such a dry April. One of the driest Aprils I've known for a long time, to be honest. Last year in April, we had 21 below minus temperatures. We've been mild, very mild in April, but no rain. No rain at all, or very little. So this is well needed for the allotments, and the plants will absolutely suck this rain up. Full of nitrogen, the rain is. You can't get better water to feed the plants with than rain. But it's really coming down now. I don't know if you can see it running down the polytunnel. I'm glad I'm in the polytunnel in the dry. I tell you. Woo-hoo. Anyway, let's wait till this stops and perhaps we can start this video. Finally. Doesn't quite stop, but it's much better. There's no doubt now you can actually hear me speak with regards to the rain. Sorry about that, guys. Just came down, and you can't stop that when you're filming at the end of the day. I'm not in control of the weather. I wish I could be, but I'm not. So what are we going to be doing today? I'm going to show you how to build what I call the holiday buckets. Holiday buckets, what are you talking about, Carl? Well, this is basically a self-contained watering system. Now, if you looked online, you can see these watering systems. They called some of them are called aquapods, and they're fantastic. Tony C. Smith got one. He bought one about 2 years ago, and he's got one. It's a green container, which is what stores the water. There's a little lid on the top, and then your containers with your plants in go on top, and there's capillary matting that actually comes through into the pot, and it just soaks up the water in the storage container that you got. And they are very good, and that's called an aquapod, the one he has. But you can do quad pods, you can do 4, or you can do singular ones. They are very good, but they're quite expensive. The aquapod that Tony got at this moment, I'm not sure what Tony paid for it. I think he actually had it because he was demonstrating how to use it, so they may have sent him one for free. But if he was to buy one, they are £40, just under 40 quid, £39.99. So it's a lot of money. You can make one very similar for less than £5. That's right, for less than £5. And I'm going to show you how you can make one for less than £5. So what do you need? What are the materials you need? Well, a lot of the items you need are free. You can get them for free, okay? Now, some of you may have containers where you've had chicken pellets with lids on, chicken pellets, you know, or you've had bone meal or other organic fertilizers that you use on your allotment. So these containers with lids on are ideal, okay? This is a 10 litre. And what the plan is, this is going to be your storage for your water. It's going to need a wash first, which I will do. But this will be your water storage. So this will be the one that will be filled with water, okay? That's the first one you need, your water storage. And then what you need is these buckets, which are also free. This bucket was from Morrison's, free of charge. So I just went up to the receptionist and said that your flower buckets that you've got at the moment, which are empty, what do you do with them? And they basically just recycle them, because every 2 days they just come with more buckets. So I've asked them, and they gave me 20 buckets. They just store them for me now, so they keep them and they come in really handy. Now there's no holes in the bottom, they just fill with water, these do, when they got them in Morrison's. But we're going to put one hole in the bottom of the container, and I'll show you what I mean. One hole in the bottom of the container. That's all you need, okay? Now the capillary matting will be going through the hole here, okay? And then that is going to actually sit on top of the bucket with the water in, like so. The capillary matting then, well, you'll have an hole in here, will sit into the hole, and then basically that will draw up any water into the where the plant is going to be situated on top of the bucket. Okay, like that. So I'm going to show you now how I go about doing it from start to finish, and you'll see what I mean. And these containers, obviously this is a white one, but tomorrow I'm going to pick up some of these, the same size but black, and I've got them from a cafeteria that buys bulk liquids like mayonnaise or sweet chili, and they keep them in these containers. They're just black with like a label on them, and I think the black ones are going to be better because I don't think it will allow the water in the containers to go off, as it were, and the sealed lids on them is going to be perfect for them. So the white ones are going to be fine. They'll do just a good job. I wouldn't get a clear one, but the white ones are just as good, and they're free. So you go to your local cafe and ask them for them. You know what I mean? They look exactly like this, but just black with the lid on. So you cut a hole in the top, cut a hole in the bottom, sit it on top, your plant sits in there, and then basically that absorbs all of that fluid on the capillary matting that sits inside the bucket. So the capillary matting will be coming out here, and you'll just have two strands, one going that way, one going that way. You fill it with soil with the strands coming out, and then actually fill up with compost, okay? And then what happens? Well, you put your plant in, and the plant just takes up exactly what it needs regarding its feed that you put into the container. But there's a couple of other things you can do as well, which is what I'm going to do and show you in the video, but just walking through it one at a time at the moment. So you can also drill a hole in the lid, small hole in the lid, and put a funnel in. And the funnels from the pound shop, 99 pence for 5. Okay, again 20 pence then for one funnel, you could say, really. So I've paid 20 pence for capillary matting. I've paid £1 for capillary matting because it's 5 for $4.99, and I've paid 20 pence so far for the funnels. So it's £1.20 we're on at the moment. Okay, so the funnel goes inside, and that serves two purposes. You can fill it with water, the funnel, but also what you can do, right, you can buy some balsa wood. So the balsa wood, if you buy it the same length as the bucket, or you buy it in meter lengths, right? Just go to a craft shop, they do balsa wood, it's a meter length, and it costs about £2.50, £3, something like that. And then basically you cut it into the length you need, and you drop it into the actual funnel. And then basically what happens is, once you drop it into that funnel, you fill up the bucket with water, and the balsa wood raises up to the top. But when the water is going down, or when the water is being absorbed by the plant, the balsa wood drops. So you know when it needs to be refilled. It's a really clever but simple and effective way of doing it. So without further ado, let me show you how I do it. Well guys, first of all, I'd like to apologise because this is now the following day. I went outside and I got distracted, and then by the time I come back to look at the phone's battery was really low, and there was just no way was I gonna finish the video. But it's positive. So I've gone down to my local cafeteria, and they had these buckets that basically used to keep sweet chili in them, and some of them had mayonnaise in them. So I've actually sterilised these because they were buzzing a bit, you know. So I've put a Milton tablet inside here with water, and just left it overnight, and it's obviously everything's all clean and tidy in here now, and I've made sure that it's all tidy. So basically that's going to be my storage bucket. I'm gonna have to cut a hole in the lid, and then obviously my other bucket then can sit on the top there with my capillary action makeshift bedding. So what I basically got here, right, I've got an old, let me just put these down from there. So I've got an old pillowcase, and I've cut into strips, okay, 3 strips really is what I need, and that basically now will act as the capillary action in the pot. So this will go through, but I'll wet all this first, but I'll show you now what I'm doing. This will go through, that will go into the bucket, and then these pieces then, just turn the camera down for you to see it. These pieces then will just fold outwards like that in three directions. Fill out with compost. That goes into the bucket, and then basically you put your plant in, and that then absorbs oh, look at it, the camera work is rubbish again. So that then absorbs, the plant absorbs exactly what it wants regarding the water and the moisture. And these cotton pillowcase covers I've used in the past, and they are good. It's just they don't keep till next season. You won't be able to use them again. You've got to have to throw them, like, you know. So but it's free. Again, it's free. But I have got some capillary matting coming. It's 5 sheets on Amazon for £5 at the moment, so that's £1 a sheet. So I will be using that when it arrives, but at the moment I'm just going to do these, and then we can see the difference as well when I put another pot up. So I got a couple of those tubs now from, well, the 3 altogether from the local cafe. So let me show you how I do that now together, guys. We'll have a little look now, yeah? Guys, so what I've done is just cut a small hole in the lid of the container. Now you might be thinking, Carl, that's not even centre. I know, and that's a good reason for that. So I put the centre hole in the pot for the actual for the plant to go in. This is the water butt, and this will sit towards the edge, so I'll have an overhang here. It'll be off centre, and that's because I'm going to be putting 2 holes in here and putting 2 funnels in. Now what's the funnels for? Well, the funnels are one of them is to fill up the actual water tank when it runs low, and the other funnel, this balsa wood will drop inside the funnel like so, and then when the water moisture goes down, this will basically fall with it like that. So it acts like a bit of a float, you know, so you can tell and gauge. So I'll mark this so I know exactly, you know, when it's risen like that. I know there's plenty of water in it, but as the water goes down, this is going to fall, and that will give me an indication that I need to top it back up without getting the plant off, opening the lid and looking in that way. So that's the basic idea of how that works. So I'll set up the plant now and put it all in, and then I'll set up the plant now and put it all in, and then we'll basically then just all we got to do to finish it off is put the two I'm rubbish, ain't I? Oh, what are they called? Funnels. Yeah, that's it. Funnels, I tell you. Oh, I'm not kidding you, honestly. My brain is shot, absolutely shot. I'm not having much sleep at the moment. That's my excuse anyway. So let's get on now and do the next section, yeah? Alright guys, so next stage now is to fill the bucket with water. This is tap water from the tap water from the tap. Fill it right up like so. That's great. Then what you want to do with these, right? So I got 3 strips and just chuck them in like so. They're soaking now. And what you want to do now is make sure that when you put them together that they're all pretty much the same length together, if you know what I mean. You know, you start them off at the same size, so they're all hanging the same size, like so. Get your lid, push them through your lid, like so. Put your lid, close your lid down. Make sure it's down sealed tight, right? So there they are now. These are soaking wet. Stick them through there. Remember I said this offset, like so. And then you just put that over one side, that over the other side, and that over the other side. That's it at the moment now. Actually, that way like that. Okay. The next stage now is to do this. Let me get some compost. So you get the compost and just fill your tub up. Fill your tub up. Looks crazy, but I can guarantee you this works. Absolutely works. Okay. Just fill me down slightly. Don't press it hard, just fill me down slightly so it can, you know, you're pushing the air out of it, right? Sort of. Get your plant, tomato plant. A bit more on there. What I do now is fold these sides in, like so. So just fold them in. Don't know if you can see that, I'll just bring it closer. So I've just folded them in around the plant, okay? Now you put your compost. So just make sure I balance you right, guys. Sorry about this. This gotta get a new stand I have. Right, so basically that's, so you got that sorted there now, yeah? And now what I'm gonna do is put some compost around the plant. Just push it down there. Push it down there. Right, like so. And then lift it out, and I'll just show you this now. So as you can see there, let me just get you, I can see it. See, you can see the actual cotton that's going to be down by the root system, and that will basically absorb the moisture up into the compost. But it's not quite finished yet. Well, the next thing you need to do, and this is really important, okay? Sorry about this. So the next thing you need to do now is put some more water down into the compost. Soak the bottom of that hole. So I need to get a bit more water. Bear with me. And the reason why you want to soak the hole, okay? The reason why you want to put water in here now is to help the capillary action, because you've soaked the towels, you know, the cotton sheets. Fill this all up now, saturate the compost down below, and that will help with the capillary action. So you just fill the hole with water, like so, and that all our compost will just absorb it. Okay, you get your plant. Get your plant. Get some mycorrhizal fungi in there just to help with the root growth. Drop your plant in. Just bury down. Like so. Let me just show you this now, guys. So there we have it, guys. That is the finished product, pretty much. The only thing I have to do now is put 2 holes in the front there where I've offset it back. Put my 2 funnels in. One which will have my balsa wood stick in to keep making sure the depth excuse me, the depth is okay, and then the other funnel will just be to fill up. And then you can put your feed in the top, or you can put it in the bottom. It's entirely up to you, depending what you're growing, really, if I'm honest with that. So, you know, if you had lettuce or something like that in the bucket, then obviously you can just put the feed in the bottom, and it'll absorb up through to the actual compost that way. But that is, it's going to save you £35, and you can make a couple of these. You only going to need a couple more of these buckets. Remember, you know, anything like this, if you go hanging about in allotments, it's the same thing. And you can make a few of them, but I just think the black ones look neater as all, and that's the reason why I did it with the black one. But you can do the same with the other one as well. So there we are, guys. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like, and put a comment in below. Tell me what you thought, whether it's a good idea or not, maybe for you. But if you're lacking growing space, maybe if you've got a garden or yard, this can be ideal for you to grow some nutrient dense food. And you know, if you put an outside tomato on this, you know, in this pot outside, this is a way of doing it without sorry, I won't have to water this now for a number of weeks, to be honest. So that's job done. There we are. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.